Well, welcome back. I tried to do a video for Christmas Eve, just to kind of say, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, last video of the year kind of thing, sign out. Unfortunately, I ran into some audio issues, and it didn't quite work out the way I planned, so I ended up scrapping the whole video. I figured I'd do one last video, kind of final video for the year, Wish everybody a Merry Christmas, hope everybody has a good New Year coming up, a safe one at that, and just kind of follow up on a few things that I've been meaning to follow up on. One is I did release a video in regards to this iFixit ProTech Tool Kit, and I told you I'd give you my thoughts on it after I worked with it for a few months. Now it's been 3 months, it's been about 3 months, I think, and I can definitely say, hands down, probably the best driver kit I've used yet. I really like it. It has every bit I ever needed. I've replaced 2 screens on 2 iPads, and the tools were more than invaluable. And what I did is, even though I own some of these tools already, I decided to fix one iPad with just these tools, and one iPad with just the iPad Fix kit, which was a separate kit I purchased separately that I haven't done a review or video on yet. The most valuable out of all the things, the one I didn't expect, was this guy here. And if you can't afford the whole kit, feel free to, the driver bit, the bit set here, just this, by itself. You can buy this separate, and you can buy this separate too. And this is becoming valuable for not just, removing screens off of old iPads and tablets and what have you, but it's becoming valuable for opening up other devices too. And I haven't been able to bend it yet. It's just this really resilient, good, flexible, but thin metal. So definitely recommend this as well. And the rest of the tools worked as expected. Everything worked out great with it. Definite thumbs up on this. iFixit's coming out with some new kits. Maybe I'll get a hold of some of the newer kits too. We can show you some of the other kits they put together. And like, I think one is called the Essentials Toolkit. Some of the things I've ordered, I mentioned this box here in a previous video. Never got around to opening it yet. This comes from Frankie at 99centhobbies.com. Frankie has been a great distributor when it comes to selling quality accessories for this hobby. And there's a few essentials that I just bought from him a while ago that I decided I need more of. These guys are absolutely great, these adapters, because sometimes you run into power supplies with these type of adapters like this, and maybe you have these shielded cables like this, which are great for extensions and jumping and putting things in series or parallel, but you can't plug it into this. So he sells these little adapters. These adapters are really awesome, and they're just easy to use. Definitely a plus. Had to order a few more of those. I already owned 4 of these. Needed a couple more. During one of my projects I found myself short a few, so I decided to order a few more. What else do we got here? We got these little guys, basically the same thing. They go on the end of a male banana clip, and this makes it easier for, maybe I should have left this unscrewed, huh? Makes it easier to connect things into your power supply, or if you want dual connections, so you can monitor the voltage here and your connection for what you're supplying the power to off of the actual banana jack here. Yeah, I've seen them on the store, never really bought them before. I decided to order a few of these. These are great adapters to go with the hobby and the accessories. You should probably look into maybe getting on the bench yourself. Let's call this a video of, so you got a Visa gift card for Christmas, huh? Here's some ideas of what you can buy. There we go. You can visit Frankie's store. I ordered a set of these cables a while ago. These became invaluable as well. I found myself using these more and more, hooking things together across power supplies, across multimeters, and just, they're short cables, but they're 13 gauge, they're heavy construction, and they're built really well. So well, I only ordered one set first round. This time I decided to order 2 more sets. So again, I kind of ran out of found myself needing a couple more of these, trying to hook up multiple power supplies together to generate 30 amps. a lot of you are sitting there thinking, why the heck do you need 30 amp DC? Well, of course, when somebody makes a claim that they can run 30 amps across their precision shunt for 15 minutes, you have to test it when you buy it. So that requires multiple power supplies, 3 to be exact. 3 triple power supplies put together. But yeah, these cables were really good. So we added a few more of these to the collection as well. Let's see. Oh yeah, you know what? I ordered a set of yellow and green just to have that different one. So everything else would be polarity correct, red, black, red, black, red, black, and then the yellow and green may be the actual, you know, the thing that goes to the device under test. So this way I know which cables to grab for and the ones that are actually going to the device under test. I figured unique colors might be neat to have. I don't have anything yellow and green. We're going to try them out. They are definitely flashy. Same quality though, same build, quality silicone wire. Really good stuff. I do like it. Let me see, what else is new? What do we got in here? This seems to be a holiday gift from Frankie. Frankie didn't tell me he was sending me this one. Alright, so BNC to banana female. Look at that. That's actually fairly nice. Now, let's compare this to what I already own. Actually, there's no comparison to what I already own. What I already own is just... Oh, here it is. It's on my 480 picometer here. Okay. What I own is just cheap. Cheap, high resistance, but it, you know, it does the job, but nothing special about it. This is actually much better. Thank you, Frankie. I wasn't expecting this in the package today. With these cables here that I seem to like, and these adapters that I seem to be using more and more, is that to use this adapter here, this old style BNC to banana adapter here, of course I would have to put the adapter that I also purchased in line to make that work. Apparently, this is basically one that works without an adapter. You can plug straight in. How nice is that? So yes, this is definitely going on the picometer because this is a much needed thing on the picometer. Quality of the BNC seems to be fairly nice. Spring loaded, fits in good, lightweight, feels much better quality than this. You just can't beat, yeah, it wasn't hard to beat this. I think this was 80 cents. So let's put that back in the drawer. But yeah, definitely, this looks to be pretty good quality. Let's take a closer peek at this real quick. I don't recommend doing this, that's why I'm going to do this for you. Oh yeah, that's nice. Crimped and soldered connection, really nice. Silicone wire, decent gauge, flexible. Oh, this is really nice. I do like this. Usually you see stuff like this and they don't bother going the extra expensive silicone wire. You know, usually what's inside is just hidden. It's rated at 500 volts Cat 1 or 150 volts Cat 3 and double insulated with the designated ground indicator. Very nice. I'm going to put that on the picometer right now. We're not even going to bother putting that other one on there. Let's not put that back. Alright. Speaking of those cables that I like so much, here we go. It's back to these cables again. These new adapters, these new plugs that I like so much. I found these from a different vendor at the time because Frankie, I don't believe, had these in stock or anything like these in stock. And I got into starting to build some of my own cables, especially for those specialized testing projects that I would run. Frankie informed me that he now has some kits to make your own cables as well. Frankie now has these in stock. They seem to be, let's see, do we have a magnet here? We do have a magnet here. Choose AVE's meter. AVE's meter, no, his ruler. Yep. Seems to be just a tinned copper, non-magnetic at all. That's really good. 2 centimeter long on the actual banana side. I'm assuming that's going to be the same on the female side, yeah. So it looks like you solder the wire directly to this. What's the diameter of that? 5 millimeter. So you solder the wire directly to this 5 millimeter post. Drop this in here. Your wire actually feeds out of the bottom. There's a little notch cut out here. Make sure you feed the wire through this little sleeve first before soldering it to the post, of course. And then these just simply snap together and you essentially have this with the wire running out the bottom at an angle, which is the same as this. The only difference is with this one, you don't need that adapter that I am constantly reaching for to plug into some of my devices. So very nice. Gives me that ability to put things together, multiple connections. It looks like it fits about a 13 gauge wire actually, which is what I would probably use with this. So yeah, thank you. Wasn't expecting that in the package. I'll definitely have to build some cable and give these a run. But I would say they're actually good quality. I can't tell you how many adapters and kits I bought to make my own cables, and when you get them, they're magnetic, they're steel, they're junk, the plastic is weak, flimsy. You can just pinch it, break it, it cracks immediately. Not the case with these things. These are nice quality, which is what I expect from Frankie actually over at 99 Cent Hobbies. He really does. He tests things before he sends them out. Now he did tell me that some of these items are not in his store yet. So if you see some of these items and I don't have a link down below in the description, just go over to 99centhobbies.com. It'll redirect you over to his eBay store and ask him, tell him you saw this on, you know, Scott's Gadget Review Videos channel, and you know, you wanted to order this item. Just give him the description. He'll send you a picture, confirm. He has a thread on the EEVBlog forum. You can go there and actually ask him for a specific item that I'm showing you here today on the EEVBlog forum. He'll let you know if they're in stock, give you a direct link to it, or he'll send you a purchase order. So we'll set these aside with my cable so we can build a couple of these later on. Another thing I wasn't expecting, a 50 ohm feed through terminator. So a 50 ohm BNC to BNC pass-through terminator. Alright, let's see, what would we compare this to? This would be compared to, let's just pull out some of my BNC stuff here. This is the same thing. 50 ohm pass-through terminator. It's just the Rigel version. This one, apparently made by Cybertech with a K, T-E-K. CK-50 is the model number. 50 ohm 1 watt. I do know the Rigel one is not cheap usually, and I'm not sure what Frankie's selling this for, but usually it's, like I said, quality stuff, much cheaper, affordable, especially for the hobbyist. So let's grab the cables here. We'll go over to 2-wire. We won't bother going over to 4-wire, and I just realized you cannot see this. Let's see if I can get this in screen a little bit. We'll check the Rigel first. The Rigel comes up at 49.874 ohms. Pretty much 50 ohms according to spec. That's running on the same end. Let's go ahead and check from one end to another. Same reading. Okay. So Frankie's version, same thing, 50 ohm pass-through terminator. 50.124, 50.125 ohms. I'd say this definitely well with the spec. Definitely matches up to the to what Rigel would advertise. 50.113 on this side. If I was to pass it through this way, 50.125. If I was to pass it through this way, oops, there it is. 50.1. Yeah, very nice. Very well with the spec of what I would expect. What I didn't expect was Frankie to include this in the package, but I do appreciate it. Very good quality. I would definitely recommend it. I'd buy it. You know, if you needed something like this, if you're doing RF work on your oscilloscope and you needed a 50 ohm pass-through terminator for your 50 ohm Shota cables, this would definitely do the job. It would do the same job that this Rigel one would do, probably for a fraction of the cost. So that is key. Throw that back in. As far as the actual quality of the BNC, oh yeah, nice spring forward, smooth action, no roughness to it. Goes on real easy, comes off real easy. Thank you, Frankie. Definitely would recommend this. Go ahead and set this over here. The little tag keeps falling down. So let me see, what have I received here that I didn't expect from Frankie today? So far we got the 50 ohm pass string terminator, we have the connectors to make our own cables, really good. Yeah, everything else I think I ordered so far. So let's see what's next in here. Another tag. Okay, just in case the other tag falls down, there we go, now we're covered. What else do we have in here? Oh, this is interesting. Mini grabbers. Nice fill, silicone wire, dual connection, gold plated, really good spring, really good feel on the spring actually. You can turn the teeth just by turning the knob to the direction that you want for grabbing that pin. That's very nice. Let's take a closer look at that. See? Gold plated, and it looks like you can use this as a jumper directly to a test circuit board, like a Raspberry Pi or something for the I/O on the Pi. You could plug it right into the pin directly, or you could use this to grab the pin of the chip that you want to take a measurement from. On this end, this seems to be about, oh, how long is this? That's a good question. I'm not actually used to using this ruler yet. Maybe I should be using this ruler. Well, that's 6 inches, so let's go 6 inches there, and 4. So I'd call it 10 inches worth of wire. That's actually really good, 10 inches worth of wire. Not including the length of the grabber, or the length that goes on to just about any probe. Also gold plated, by the way, on this end. Looks like any probe fits it. So these are, of course, as I mentioned, my Probe Masters. Let's grab a pair of flukes. Yep, standard size. So any probe will pretty much fit it. Really nice mini grabbers. Wonder how much he's selling these for. These are definitely new. I do not remember ever seeing these in his store, so this must be a for sure new item. Let's go ahead and hang these over here, since I don't think I'll be using my oscilloscope right now. Put the probes out of the way. Next items on the list. Oh yes, the accessories. The accessories to accessorize. Now, what am I accessorizing? I'm accessorizing these YZX Studio power meters that I've done reviews on in the past. Now, in the past, I had ordered originally these little Bluetooth modules. These are add-on Bluetooth modules. I even have wires cut to the correct length. Silicone wire already cut and ready to go. I have 2 of these Bluetooth modules in here. There we go. And I was going to use double stick tape. And basically you can add this little Bluetooth module to your YZX Studio power monitor and make it Bluetooth compatible. This actually goes on the inside. It runs off the current input, output, and power of the unit itself, and it's already embedded in the firmware. You may have to update the firmware on your unit depending on how old your unit is. Check with Frankie, he'll let you know. The STY programmer, Frankie also sells at his store, not expensive at all. I have a video on how to do the firmware upgrade, not hard at all. Anyway, I was going to do this project a long time ago when I got my microscope, and because it requires some very fine soldering to specific little points on this Bluetooth module. And the problem with this was it took me so long to find a camera that I actually liked. And now I actually have a camera. I can do good recording, high def, nice clear video imaging from my microscope. So I was like, okay, well, we're definitely going to convert my USB power monitors over to Bluetooth so I can actually log, record, and remotely monitor the item charging, discharging, or whatever I'm checking or monitoring at that time. So I went up on 99centhobbies.com, and what I found was that he now has pre-made boards that have the contacts for the Bluetooth module, so a lot easier to solder. These 3 contacts up here, I actually take a pogo pin. Here's your pogo pin set, and when you just basically solder the Bluetooth module on here, solder the pogo pin set there, solder, there's a little FET that goes here, and then when you screw this onto the back of your current USB power monitor, the pins make contact with the same pins you would use for updating the firmware. So you want to update the firmware first before installing your Bluetooth module, confirm you have the right firmware to run it. And then the no need for double stick tape. Much cleaner design. Apparently the new power monitors, if you order a newer power monitor from him, I believe it comes with this board already pre-installed on the back. So, or you can actually order it for a couple extra dollars with the Bluetooth already installed and the firmware already installed, ready to go. So really good option there. I would definitely consider saving the time and doing that. But for those of you that actually own a meter already, one of these power meters, I will definitely do the Bluetooth upgrade. That way you can see how I do it and follow along at home if you want to. Now, I have a red one and I have a green one. This is actually USB 3, not compatible for Bluetooth USB 3. The red one is currently downstairs monitoring something right now. And so I ordered the red board. Here we go. And I ordered the green board and the red board and the pins for the red board as well. And I seem to have a third one. Now I don't know if I ordered one by mistake, or I know Frankie and I had some exchange on emails, because I think I did order the wrong one at one point, and he said he was going to throw in the correct one. This one, this is what it looks like done. This is the board with the Bluetooth module already installed. Your pogo pins already installed. Everything ready to go. Just basically plug and play, really. That's what it comes down to. Swap this for this and you're done. And where's the 3 pins on here? There it is. So this direction, so apparently I have mine on upside down right now, but it goes on this direction. So these 3 pogo pins actually match up with these contacts here. And if you're up to the right version of firmware, you should be able to go into the settings and turn on Bluetooth, and Bluetooth will be broadcasting and pair it up with whatever device. There's an Android app I found that works for it. There's also an iOS Apple app that works with it, and it will actually do remote monitoring from your USB YZX Studio USB power monitor. Great, love it. So let's wrap some of these up here, put these back. Now there is one more thing in the box. I don't recall ordering anything else, so I think this is something that Frankie threw in again. Let's see what we have left here. That's it. We finally reached the end of the box. Thank you, Frankie. Let's see what you have here. So this must be my Christmas gift from Frankie. I'll be darned. It is. It is another YZX Studio power monitor, but this is an updated version to what I currently have. It's another green one. Let's go over the basic features of why this is different from my previous videos, and we can go more in-depth detail later on, not right now. This is still only supposed to be a quick view of what's in the box kind of deal. And this does not have, okay, this doesn't have Bluetooth installed. This is why he sent me this pre-made up module ready to go. The other 2 boards here are my upgrade kits for my existing monitors, and I already own those Bluetooth modules as I showed you here. So along with these Bluetooth modules, these 2 kits will upgrade my current power monitors. So we'll set this aside. We'll actually put this up here with my power monitor. Well, actually, I'm going to need this one. Now the difference between the older green and the newer green, right off the bat, just slightly by maybe a millimeter to 2 millimeters thinner, just a little thinner. We have about the same size in overall dimension though, except for that little bit of thinness there. Same characteristics, which is the 4 to 24 volt, 0 to 3 amp. I believe this one also has built-in monitor temperature, has a 16-bit DAC. Everything that this has, except there are a couple new features on this one. Not this one, wrong one, got them mixed up already. See how much they look alike? It has a different button. The button's actually even in a different location, just a little bit of a different location, where this one has a button, a little bit white button here, a little bit to the left. This one's got a little black button more towards the middle of the meter here. And if you look close enough, that's not all it has. We got this new smaller little button right here, but we have a micro USB port too. Now my first thought is when I saw a micro USB port, I thought to myself, is this now an easier way to update the firmware? No, that would have been nice, but it's not. After looking into it, what I did find out, you know what, I'm going to need something here. So let's go ahead and zip these off. Oh, you know what? I actually need this lid. There we go. Screw holder. I'll do a more in-depth review later, probably during the upgrading the other two modules, updating the firmware, and actually putting the installing the Bluetooth module on the older ones too. We'll look at this one as well. Now, as I mentioned, if you look at the newer model, it does come with the existing board, so you can actually, if you want to buy the Bluetooth module later, at a later date separate, and do the solder yourself, it's already there. The posts are shorter on the top board here. This will cause a problem. We're still using the Dale resistor shunts. The current shunts, awesome. High quality stuff here. Really good hardware inside. So the reason, where is it? Okay, this explains. There was one thing in one of these kits that I thought to myself when I looked at it, I was like, I don't need those. Why did he send those? Now I know why he sent those. Let's pull them out. These four little posts right here are slightly higher than the post that this version comes with. So we want to grab a pair of pliers and very carefully just loosen these up. I can undo them by hand. They are brass, so you don't want to squeeze too tight because you don't want to screw up the threads on them. There we go. So I recommend unscrewing one at a time. It makes it easier to keep everything in alignment, of course. I'm used to going kind of a catty corner, never follow a straight line when screwing and torquing things down. Old rule of thumb, you know, for when you're doing the lug nuts on your changing a tire on a car kind of deal. Somehow over the years it's been burned into me. I use that logic for everything I screw down these days. Go figure. Okay, so these posts now give me that extra little bit of height that I needed to install this pre-made, ready to go Bluetooth module. And I believe because this is the newer version with the micro USB port, this already has the latest and greatest firmware on here to support this. So no need to do the firmware. You can see the pogo pins just simply line right up with these contacts up there. As soon as you put it together, you got that contact. Okay, so we'll take the screws and we'll drop those back in. Oops. Didn't quite have that on the bit. There we go. Get one started, line that up. So this unit's ready to go with remote Bluetooth monitoring and logging capabilities. Logging, as far as saving the log of the monitoring over the Bluetooth protocol, is strictly up to the app that you're running. You can use just about any type of app for any. I think just about every platform has a basic communication logging app. Like I said, I found one for Android really simple. I found one for Windows, and I found one for Apple iOS really easy. Didn't take long at all. I didn't look for Raspberry Pi or Linux, but I'm sure there's an app package out there for that too as well. So put the screwdriver back away. We do not need the shorter posts now, but we'll drop those in this bag and save these for later for sure. Possibly, I don't need that green one, so I think I know who I can give that green one to. You may want to update his module. So there you have it, the newer version with Bluetooth monitoring set up and ready to go. You can order it with the Bluetooth, or you can save yourself a couple of dollars and then go ahead and order the Bluetooth module later, as it showed you, as you know, as that kit showed you. It came with the longer posts and already comes pre-soldered and everything assembled. You just kind of take the old board off the smaller post, put the longer post on, drop the new board on, screw it down, and you're good to go, pretty much, because the newer version already has the latest firmware on there, so it should support the Bluetooth communication already. Look at that. So really nice. I'm really interested in trying this out. Some people are sitting there going, Scott, you're missing the point. What is that freaking micro USB port for? Well, what that micro USB port for, I found, is not for updating firmware. So the idea behind this is to be able to test the resistance of the cable, but you need a constant load to test the resistance of the cable. So for a constant load, you're supposed to actually, I believe, power the meter up this way through the micro USB, and for that constant load, if you don't have a constant load or a constant electronic load, YZX Studio also makes one of those, and Frankie also sells one, and I've done a review on this in the past. You put this on the side of drawing power where you would normally draw power, so I'm at 1.0053 amp, drop down to 4.733 ohms, but you can't really get this measurement here without actually having a constant load. You need to have a constant load to get the measurement, but this way you can test the cable really easy, instead of, you know, actually testing how much power and doing math and monitoring and how fast can my phone charge with this cable versus that cable. Now you can actually just test the quality of the cable this easy, just by plugging it into the micro USB port. How nice is that? So the new version with the micro USB port, real easy way, as long as you have a constant load, to check and confirm the quality and resistance of the cable that you bought. If you think the cable is too cheap to be true, now you can confirm that it really was too cheap to be true. I want to thank Frankie at 99 Hobbies for providing some of this. The other stuff, part of the stuff, as I mentioned as I went through it, some of it he gave to me for a quick review, and some of it he actually, you know, some of it I actually purchased out of my own pocket because I like to support him, and I do like the stuff he sells. I like the accessories that he offers. Quality, affordable things for the electronic hobbyist, home hobbyist. Really, really good stuff, and great customer service, great shipping time. As far as everybody else goes, I hope you all had a good Christmas, and please have a safe New Year, because I want to see you back here next year so you can keep on tinkering with me. Thanks for watching.